Why are you watching this? You'll know the real answer in a week.
12 seconds to go in the game. Niners lead by 4. Bill fires the right side.
You guys wanted it, so here it is. JDoZ Mock Draft 2.0. What if the Vikings trade out of the first round? Now, if you want to know what would happen, in my opinion and thoughts, whatever, and what if the Vikings stay in the first round and be aggressive? I did that video a few days ago. It'll be right up there in the eye or at the end of this video. But if you want to say what they would trade out and make everybody who bought tickets for the draft party to get very upset, stay tuned. So let's start off and just look at where we're at. So what we have round 1, 30th overall, and what we're gonna do, of course, we're going to trade out to the second round. Now we're going to trade with the Giants for the 34th overall pick in the second and pick 108 in the fourth round. Now this is big, and since we're pick 34, this is big because now we're right in front of the Colts. The Colts have such a god-awful offensive line that they'll be likely to draft a lineman. So I think this is really big to go in front of them so we can still be aggressive and get an offensive lineman, since that's our biggest need. And since we don't want them to take one, so they have 2 second-round picks in a row, we go Billy Price, guard/center out of Ohio. Now Billy Price, super cool. I don't think it's that much of a drop-off from the lineman we got in my first mock draft, and might be better in the run game, but not as polished in the pass game. But I think very good, should be a day 1 starter, and maybe a starter for a long time. Pair him up with fellow teammate Pat Elflein, and let's go. Should be a lot of fun. And now that we have a 4th round pick now, this should help the Vikings. So now let's go to round 2, 62nd overall. We get defensive tackle, kind of defensive end hybrid, Rasheem Green, the defensive specialist. Now he's a freak, 6'4", 275 pounds, a little bit low, but I like the comparison between him and John Randall, who both undersized linemen that have speed and athleticism to get after the quarterback. Now I think in the pro level at 275 he'd have to put on about 15 pounds at least, but if he's out 290 he'll be good, and he should be a very good 3rd down specialist this season and can get shuffled into the mix when he'd have to be a starter in 2 or 3 years. So I would really like this pickup and would really help the Vikings out. So then next season, presuming Sheldon Richardson is gone, it's gonna be a battle between Jaleel Johnson, the more prototypical 3 technique, or Rasheem Green can battle it out. He can be the more blitz heavy athletic guy versus Jaleel Johnson. So I like this, and he needs to put on weight, but athletically great, a 4.73 40. The man can get after it. So now round 3, 94th overall, Jerick McKinnon left, so let's replace him. Running back Nyheim Hines, and I'd say he's the perfect long-term backup and returner for the Vikings. Marcus Sherrills is good, but he's just getting slower and slower, so let's replace him. Now, I think Sherrills will play this year and make the team, but then let's get out of here. Let's give Hines a full season to get used to punting and kick returning in the NFL level, and then we're going to have him take over the duty full-time next year, and a very good change of pace back here. He ran a 4.3 40. He can't fly, so I really like the potential there. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. It's a really good change of pace guy for Dalvin, and Latavius Murray probably won't be on the team for very long either. So this year we'll be set. Have a Dalvin Cook, the all-purpose amazing back, Latavius Murray, very good grinder, and then Nyheim Hines, a guy that can fly. So I didn't think it would give the Vikings a lot of dynamic options out of the backfield. Round 4, 108, the pick we got from the Colts. Tight end, Dalton Schultz, compared to Jason Witten, and a player that's got a round 4 grade. Now obviously a round 4 grade means he's probably won't be Jason Witten, but a poor man's Jason Witten in the 4th round is just too much of a value to let go past. I think he would be a very great pick here and could very well be a number 2 tight end for the Vikings. He can block, he can catch. I like The two other tight ends we have, David Morgan and Blake Bell. But I think Dalton Schultz overall is better than both of them. David Morgan's probably the better blocker and is fine in that role. But Dalton Schultz gives the Vikings the number 2 tight end in the receiving game, because we've seen last couple of years when Rudy gets hurt, our red zone game is a little bit yikes. So let's go here. So now still in the 4th round, Rick Spielman gets on the phone. Hey, and I'm gonna get the 29th pick in this 4th round. I'll hook you up with our 5th and our 203rd overall in the 6th. Deal? Let's deal. Alright, so the Vikings back in the 4th round, 130th overall. For the 130th overall pick in the draft in the 4th round, we pick up cornerback Duke Dawson. A great all-around corner, mainly plays in the slot, great tackler, and great taking away. Just needs to work on covering deep routes and stop being too grabby. That's kind of what Trey Waynes had a problem with, so can be perfect, be a number 4 corner, can play the slot. One thing I heard criticism in my first mock draft is another outside corner doesn't make as much sense because we need another backup to play the other nickel when you get into the dime package or for backup roles. So another nickel back would make a lot of sense in that regard. So I think Duke Dawson, if he can slide all the way to the middle of the 4th round, that'd be a great pickup, and it looks like he might be available. So now, honestly, who cares about the other 2 6th-round picks and the round 7? What we have left, we have a round 6 204, round 6 218. We traded the middle round 6, and around 7 225. I just don't think we care, because I don't want to just throw darts on a board of who will be left and who will be the best value. So what I'd like is more line depth at offense and defensive line, and a linebacker, of course, to replace Emmanuel Lemur. But I just don't feel like guessing, and that's such a hard thing to do. Oh, he'll be here still for sure. So let's just stop at the 5th round. But this will do a little recap. Round 2, we got Billy Price. Round 2, still Rasheem Green. Round 3, Nyheim Hines, running back. Round 4, Dalton Schultz. And round 4 as well, Duke Dawson. Now, all of those guys could be big contributors on this upcoming year. Now, if you want to see my other mock draft, you would see only 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 guys get sprinkled in, but 2 main ones. Mostly Isaiah Wynn would be the only one really contributing all year long. So this one you'd have in a situation role for most of them, but still, Billy Price be a starter. Rasheem Green would be the number 3 or number 4 defensive tackle and get sprinkled in and be a good 3rd down guy. Nyheim Hines won't play a whole lot, might get some kick returns. Round 4, Dalton Schultz could probably be the number 2 tight end for the Vikings. Maybe sprinkle to him, David Morgan and Dalton Schultz, maybe split reps at the number 2 tight end. And Duke Dawson be like a number 4 corner, especially since I think he would be better than Terrence Newman. So you'd see him a decent amount as well. So good depth, good talent, and good potential starters in the future for all these picks late in the middle round. So there we have it, Mock Draft 2.0. And before I go, I will be live for the draft here, of course. And I won't be showing it on TV, but I will just be doing a live reaction. You guys can join me live right here on YouTube. So check that out, mark your calendars, and we'll see you guys in the next JWC Vikings video. No more mock drafts, finally.